Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, how are you? Good.
Good to go.
Okay, thank you. Well, welcome everyone to the September 17th meeting of the Northborough Historic District Commission. My name is Bob Light, Chair. Just a few meeting announcements first. Pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, an act extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency and signed into law on March 28th, 2025. This meeting will be conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance by members of the public will be permitted. The order allows the Historic District Commission to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. All members of the Historic District Commission are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. Members of the public who wish to view the live stream of this meeting may do so by going to the Northborough Remote Meetings on YouTube via the link listed on the agenda. This meeting will not feature public comment. Each vote taken this evening will be conducted by roll call vote. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Brian Smith.
It appears to me, well,
You're here, right?
yes,
Just a roll call. Okay. Tom Reardon.
Here.
Rudiger Volt.
Here.
Brian Swanson.
Here.
Leslie Harrison.
Here.
And Millie Milton.
Here.
Okay, and I believe Amanda is not present today. We have two guests, honored guests today, Julianne Hurt and Stephanie Bacon. Stephanie, you were going to talk about the White Cliffs update. So I had scheduled that later. Is this something that you want to push up to the front of the agenda?
I mean, if it behooves your group, it doesn't matter to me.
Are there, if there's no objections, we can do that?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
No, sounds good.
So we'll do that before the approval of the minutes from July, I guess. Okay. So I did have an update on White Cliffs, but since Stephanie's here and you know much more about it, would you like to go ahead?
Absolutely. We've been doing a lot of work. This Friday is a resident tour from 12 to 2 at the White Cliffs. Spectrum News is going to be there, and then we hopefully will have lots of residents. It's hard to judge, though. We don't know, but we're going to plan for a lot of people, hopefully. That will give everyone a good perspective of how it looks now. Elegant Banquets, Rich Carrera and John Royce will be there in order to answer questions, talk about their plans. And then September 22nd, we have the first public information session, which was scheduled at a typical board meeting night, but that's our primary agenda item. So this way we can have the public come in, ask questions. Elegant Banquets, again, will be there. So we can get feedback from the residents, maybe even fine tuning items in the lease. Of course, a lot of that has been done, but if there's something we didn't think of, now is the opportunity. We're also going to have one more public session in October. We're just trying to get the date fixed right now. Last night, Millie could probably touch base, but the planning board had a meeting, and it was, to support the Business East zone that is needed for White Cliffs. Right now, it's half residential, half Business East. So There was a question on whether or not we had enough time for an overlay zone for just that use over the property. I'm going to look into it, but I had a good conversation with the chair today. Even if we left it at business east, and let's just say the building burnt down, that's the only way that there will be any question on, well, could somebody, come in and build a giant big box store, and what would happen then? So I told her the lease is structured right now. It's a long-term lease, which is 40 years, but the option to buy after 10 years. They're going to be investing $8 to $10 million into the property. Therefore, I'm sure their main goal is to purchase the property. They own their other 5 outright, and they've owned them since the 80s. So it's, I'm sure that's one of their number one goals. So with that said, we want the public to feel comfortable that, God forbid the building burns down, it's going to be protected because there's residences in the back. There's some, along, of course, there's businesses along Main Street, but yeah, we're going to do whatever we can to make the public feel comfortable about the purchase. And of course, the deed restriction, we're working on that. We are in talks with Historic New England, and they came for a full tour. They inventoried the entire building. They took many photographs. So what they do with all of that information is compile it, write a report, and then they present it in front of it's called an easement committee. And they'll make the final decision on whether or not they want to work with us in order to both write the deed restriction and to hold the deed. We cannot hold it because the town, it would be a conflict of interest since the town owns it and we're leasing the property. So this is a long time coming. It's basically going to take a year to a year and a half, maybe even 2 years for the final deed holding certificate. So what Historic New England would be to work with Elegant Banquets, and they've already been in discussion with each other, telling them about their plans. They want to take off the old ballroom, create a new ballroom. They were talking about the materials inside and outside and what the intent was. And their goal is to preserve it very close to the way it used to be. Not as far back when the building was brownstone type, but now it's been the white cliffs for years. So the color white would still stay. And but he wants to put the cupolas back up on the roof line like they used to be, and make sure that they preserve that beautiful beech tree out front. That is historic. It's gorgeous. If you drive up, you'll see it right away. And they also discussed with us that we're able to preserve the land as well. And I know Elegant Banquets has plans to landscape heavily, making it beautiful because, of course, it's a wedding venue, so they want pictures. They're requesting a smaller accessory building outside in the back for a small ceremonial area, which the town could also utilize as meeting space. And they're going to work around those plans, but primarily they're trying to keep the building looking the way it used to be, and making sure that all the wiring is replaced. It has to be sprinkled. There might be some insertion of double walls in certain areas. They're working with a fire prevention consultant to make sure they're doing the job right. But in the end of the day, it's a step-by-step process with the deed holder. And they're fully able to comply with what they have set forth already. I'm trying to think of what else we're doing. We're doing a lot. So the special town meeting is slated for November 3rd. And we have 3 warrants. One is the lease, one is a TIF agreement. So it's for the first 5 years, we'll have some sort of discount on taxes as they build and, put a lot of money up front into preserving. And the third is the zoning. So with that said, we just hope we get the education out to people of, what a great opportunity this is. We're going to refer them to a building that they own, Le Chateau, which was also a historic building that is very similar to the White Cliffs. Even when you walk in, there's that beautiful staircase. So they've moved mountains with that place. And the same situation, they added on a ballroom, but it blends in seamlessly with the building. And that's their intention as well. They just want to make it look as as antique as possible and that Victorian era.
And
Stephanie, can you correct me if I'm wrong, but they also said that the 3rd floor is not really a historically significant, so that will probably not be restored to anything other
Yeah,
than
you're right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And also that, so we were thinking they could use it for storage or whatnot, but there would be no public that would be entering that area.
How
Yeah.
is it not historically significant?
Though there's lack of the first 2 floors are woods from all over the world. Like there's in different rooms, there's different types of wood. There's beautiful painting all on the ceiling and in laminate in places. It's gorgeous. But the 3rd floor, there's nothing special, no bells and whistles. Actually, there was a fire there too. So you'll see a lot of more modern materials, whereas the first 2 floors are, I can't believe it. Even with the moisture that got in, it's impeccable. It just goes to show you how well they built in those days.
yeah,
And
Wait,
if I understand also, the 3rd floor was a servant or maid's quarters,
Yes.
and they really didn't put a lot of their attention to that. They said the plaster really wasn't anything significant. There wasn't materials used weren't really significant, if I understand correctly.
And then with the fire too, all of anything old was replaced with newer materials.
Okay.
Stephanie
I
said you
had-
were taking, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Bob.
Oh, we brought this up at our last meeting in August about the preservation easement, and we're prepared to assist in any way. I know we have a wealth of knowledge on the commission, specifically Tom Reardon from an architectural point of view and knows the building very well. And I know Norm Corbin is volunteering to help. So just let us know what we can do to work with Preservation New England
Well, actually, you know what?
Sure, good.
They were so great. Both Norm and Tom came for the walkthrough
Right.
because it was kind of nerve-wracking because we had to really sell it to them because they're picky with what properties they're going to hold. So, but they were floored. Oh gosh, I should have this memorized right now. But one of the wood makers back in the day, he was very famous. It began with an L.
Is that
I believe.
Hurtle?
Yes, that's
Brothers.
it. Yes. So he was
Yeah.
like, he just like floored with that. He was like, oh my gosh, really? So thank God they had their, little tidbits that they could throw into.
Sure. So anyway, keep us posted on anything we can do to help.
Oh, absolutely.
Also, for this Friday for the walkthrough, I believe Tom is going to be there, and I'm going to help, and Norm Corbin. I'm not sure of anyone else, but there'll be at least 3 of us there.
That's great.
I have
That
one
would be-
comment and 2 questions. my comment is this is like a dream come true. This is what we've been waiting for all these years, and it's like amazing that it finally happened, that there was really someone who finally, like, so all the things that fell through that seemed
Mhm.
bad at the time are just like, we're building up to this, so it's amazing.
I
You said they were
know.
going to take off one of the editions. I thought they were taking off both.
Oh, they are. I sorry. I meant when I was talking about the ballroom, they're taking off that edition, but you're right. They are taking off the other edition as well.
And
But
is there
I
any issue with the new, if they're going to build a new ballroom, is there any issue with the preservation restriction with having new construction attached to the building?
No, because it was a modern structure, so they don't care about that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great.
So meaning the old structure was modern, so they're taking it off with replacing it with another modern, but making it look old on the
Yeah.
outside. Yeah.
And apparently that's okay. If to add on to a historic building is okay as long as it meets certain criteria.
Because originally, at one point, I thought they had to take besides the fact that they're mold and all the issues with the additions, I thought they had to take the additions off to get the preservation restriction, but I think I misunderstood that. So anyway, that's great. It's exciting.
Yeah. Oh, I think you're talking about, Leslie, the National Registry. I think to be on the National Registry, you can't add on any additions that are modernized or something like that. There was something. I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that came up at our meeting was whether we should pursue the National Register in order to get certain tax incentives or to pursue a local historic district.
So
And-
they don't want to. Elegant
I
Banquets have
think
dealt
the
with
timing is, the
Yeah.
timing is not right. And they're probably correct. It would take a long time, but on the other hand, they would lose out on certain tax benefits.
Yes, absolutely. They would, but they said their time is more precious because I guess it took a couple of years, and their hopes is to almost from start to finish have it fixed and ready to go in like a year and a half. So they're very ambitious.
Good. And those processes are painfully slow. So
You're right. Yep.
Any other questions, discussion?
I have
Julia?
I have a question. So this is kind of for Stephanie, but would we like a letter from the Historic District Commission supporting the project for town meeting? Sometimes,
Yeah, I that would be great. And actually, you know what would be great? I'm like, can you guys follow us around every public information session? Because or one of you, and you could get up and just say, you know, this is what we've been waiting for so many years, and we're preserving our, you know, landmark, and that would be terrific.
I wish I could make it on Friday, but it's during work and I can't.
Mhm.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, when did you say the information session was?
So it's September 22nd at 6:30 p.m.
Okay. Well, I
Is
know
that live or
you'll be
Zoom?
there, Tom?
Is that a live or Zoom information session?
oh,
Yes, it will be by Zoom, but we're going to be, you know, physically at the select board's meeting room,
Okay.
but it will be by Zoom as well.
Okay. I would encourage people to attend and to support the program. I will be there.
And you said 6:30, Stephanie?
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for me. I might be back. I've got to pick someone up. I'm doing rides for a Haitian student in Worcester, and I have to pick them up at 6
Mm.
on Monday.
Bring
So
him to the meeting.
I should be back in time to drop them off on School Street and actually stop by. So hopefully that'll work. So I'll put it on the calendar.
Great.
Is that going to be at the select board meeting room?
Yes.
I might have a question.
Yes, Rudy.
Yes, sorry, I missed the last meeting, I have to say, but I wonder what you said. Maybe it was already for sure for talk about, that there is first a 10-year lease of the property. What?
So it's actually a 40-year lease, but the option to purchase after 10 years.
Correct. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
40 years lease. What kind of security does the town has that and what kind of commitments is Eloquent Banquet doing? What of how much money they invest? So this just only in case the worst case scenario it falls through. And,
Right, of course. So we
sorry.
have embedded in the lease, we do have it will be a security or a bond performance. So for instance, in the construction phase, there will be a bond of X amount of dollars. And then after which, when they're in operations, there will be another bond if anything should happen. Never mind the fact they have to cover all of the insurances. They're covering all of the maintenance. So it's a triple net lease. So we are covered there. There's still a couple of things we have to work out number wise, but we have all the language embedded in the lease.
Okay.
And it has to be maintained, and the property and the building has to be maintained for the 40 years.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's one of the jobs of the historic deed holders. They have to go out annually, inspect inside and out. And if there's anything, like if they were parking old cars out back or whatever, they'd cite them for that. And it would be their responsibility to correct.
And as an assembly
Sorry.
building, it will be inspected by the building department and the Board of Health yearly as well.
Yes, and fire department for alarms and absolutely.
What happens in the event that this business doesn't continue for 40 years?
So, I mean, if we're still leasing the property, then, they have to notify us within so many days and then we're back to square one. But they're investing, like I said, millions of dollars. So I highly doubt that's going to happen. Although, never say never. Somebody could pass away. Who knows? But at that point, I think, the property will be a lot better than the way it looks now. And then we're going to have to, make other plans.
But it comes back to us at some point if
we agree for the option to sell the property to them, then the deed restriction is in perpetuity. It goes forever. So like I was saying, the only thing that could happen is, God forbid, the building burns down. And then, then we're
okay. All right. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie,
Then
you
there would
mentioned
be no deed restriction because there's nothing to preserve.
Right.
Yeah.
you mentioned the beach out front. Did they actually mention that? Did they?
Oh, yes.
visit it?
Absolutely. We're going to write it within, the restriction.
Okay. Well, it does look like that's going to be designated a legacy tree. So maybe we could approach them to have a plaque put up there.
Nice.
Yeah, that's great. And well, they said, a lot of the wedding pictures, I'm sure, would be right under the tree.
Yeah, I think if they did some more groundskeeping around there, it would be much better because it is a little bit overgrown around there. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure they'll make it better.
But we have to tell them, even though it's a wedding venue, no carving like "I love Mary." Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check with DCR to see if that's permissible, but I don't think so.
No.
Okay, any other comments or questions on this?
Excited.
Well,
Very
thank
exciting. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie. That was really very, very helpful. And again, we're here to help and hopefully
Thank
this
you.
will move forward.
I so appreciate it. Really.
Great. You're welcome to stick around, but we'll continue on our agenda.
All
Any other
right.
comments?
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Nice
you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
See you Friday.
Oh, you see you Friday, right? Okay, so we'll move on to the approval of prior minutes. This is from the minutes of it was August, wasn't it? I think
Yeah.
my looks like my agenda is wrong. It was the meeting of August,
20th?
right? Yes, August 19th. No, wrong year. August 20th. I sent everyone the copy of the minutes that Brian had submitted. Are there any changes or questions? Would you care to look at it? Or if there are no comments or corrections, then I would like a motion to approve the minutes
So
of
moved.
August 20th.
So moved.
So move second.
Second,
Okay. Tom Reardon.
Abstain. I was not present.
Okay. Brian Smith.
uh, maintain, I mean,
For the minutes.
approved.
Okay. Brian Swanson.
Approved.
Leslie Harrison.
Approved. Approved.
Millie Milton.
Approved.
And I approve. So that's unanimous with one abstention. Okay, thank you. Old business, we start with our current CPA projects. I have no updates on the Howard Street National Register. I'll follow up again, but it's taking a long time. So I apologize. I'll try to get back to the consultant next week, next month, for an update. Next is the Brigham Street Burial Ground. So I met with Scott Charpentier. We have a quote, and I think I'm gonna have to put this up on the screen. 1 second. So I have a proposal to spend the remaining $7,000 or so. And we had talked about, let me just put up the, oh, wait a second. Okay, can you see my map on my screen?
Yeah.
So we had talked about that the GPS, the area that was the identification of the graves was off to the west side in this blue circle. So we had talked about putting up some sort of a demarcation here to separate the right side or the east side of the property from the west side and maybe put up a plaque. So Scott got back to me and we're looking at actually he has enough money to put up 15 granite posts in line. 14 of them would be 4-inch by 4-inch by 4 foot high. And one would be a 6-inch by 6-inch. Now the 6-inch by 6-inch would, okay, anyway, this is the, so it would be roughly in this line, if you could see that, to roughly to the tree line up until maybe the fence. There'd be a line of posts. Now these posts, I believe, are 6 by 6. So the posts would be smaller. They'd be, I'm sorry, these posts I think are 8 by 8 or 9 by 9. So these would be 1 6 by 6 post and 14 4 by 4 posts.
Are you sure the ones that are there that are that big?
I believe, yes, I believe there are 8 or 9, I
Hmm.
believe.
That's,
Okay, the,
and did the issue of us installing them versus them just get resolved through
yeah,
Scott?
so
Or did you talk to
Scott
him?
is gonna install them.
But
That's,
did you talk to him about it, or did he, that just
No, I
sort of got
talked to him.
away? Oh,
I
good,
talked to
thank
him
you. Thank you.
yes, I definitely said, now this is the, this is the, town center, town common, and these are the 6x6.
Okay.
So there'd be one post like this and the rest would be slightly smaller.
Is there a
Nice.
reason why there's just one like that versus?
That's the one for the plaque,
Well,
right?
the one that
The
they're gonna
plaque.
have is gonna have the plaque on it. The brass
Okay,
plaque.
okay,
So and the way I originally envisioned it was that we would have one larger post at each end, but Scott is suggesting that it goes in the middle, right about there, and then on either side would be 7 smaller posts
okay. I see
in
what
a
you're saying.
line. And
Yeah.
I like that. I like that idea, but and that would bring us to, he's got a quote for $5,640. So that leaves, but that doesn't include the plaque. So with the plaque, I mean, we're probably close to 7,000, and we have how much left? 7,000. We have $7,150 left. I mean, that's
Okay.
certainly close enough for to close out the CPA project.
Mhm.
And then anything beyond that, tree planting, for example, that would take place here, that could be with other funding that we could get.
I haven't given up on the idea of some sort of maze or labyrinth or something.
Right. And one idea I could throw out is that the Revolution 250 committee has funding to put up a Liberty tree to mark 1776 to 2026.
What is a
So
Liberty? What is a
that's an
Liberty
option.
tree? What is
Oh,
that?
well, it would be I think an elm of some sort, whatever something with a plaque on it to designate Northborough in the 250th.
Oh, nice.
That's one option, and the committee could pay for that.
I like that.
With permission from the commission, of course.
So just out of curiosity, 15, that's a lot. That's great. What's the distance? I forget the measurements. What's the distance between them then?
To be honest, I don't know. It's, but you're right though. 15 is more than I thought we would have.
That's great, yeah.
We'd have enough money for that. So he has a good quote. Now there's not going to be any chains between them, but they'll be evenly spaced.
So if that's about a 200-foot square on that map, they'd be about 14 or 15 feet apart.
Nice.
This is let me see. All right, these are the details. So we have $7,000 remaining, 15 granite posts, evenly spaced roughly along the red line. That should be a blue line. We'll stake it out before the work begins. He's got a vendor.
So 2 feet exposed, so they'll be pretty low. Okay.
Yeah, they will. The 6-inch posts will be in concrete, will set in concrete, 24-inch embedded and 48-inch exposed.
So that'll be higher. Oh, that'll be nice. It'll be
That's the
really
higher
bad.
one. The 6,
Yeah.
that's the one in the center. And that's going to have the plaque on it. Now the plaque, this was several months ago, we came up, well, I suggested some wording. We would have to give the wording to Scott, but I'm proposing that it say something like ground penetrating radar study revealed 116 probable grave sites west of this marker. if that's okay with everyone, or we take some extra time to give me some other suggestions, but I would like to have a sense of the commission that we go ahead with this, give Scott the go ahead.
I only wonder, so west, so the plaque is gonna be facing that area, right? So it'll be in front of, right?
The plaque will be in the middle.
Right, but it'll be facing,
East.
if you're standing reading the plaque, you'll be facing into
I'm
the,
thinking that the plaque, you'll be standing here reading the plaque facing the graves.
that's what I'm saying. So it'll, the
Yes.
graves will be in front of you. When you're reading the plaque, the
Yes.
graves will be. So rather than
That-
west, I wonder,
Yeah, that's what I
Since people-
envision.
since
As
people
opposed
may not
to-
know the direction, I wonder if we should just say in front of you or something like that instead of a direction.
Mm.
Okay,
Just a thought.
Mm.
When I turn my GPS on, it'll say, before you start on a road, it'll say, turn, west on such and such. And you think, what the, what direction is that? I don't know which one. So just visually, you're standing looking at it. I wonder if to say there are 116 probable graves in front of you or something like that. Or on this, the side, just a thought.
Hmm.
something like beyond this marker.
These markers.
Could you include this little site plan? Which would give you a sense of where those 116 probable graves are?
They're on the big
They're,
marker,
they're,
right?
they're there already, I believe.
Yeah, they're on the historic.
Yeah,
Well,
but
yeah,
when
so
you're
they're on the
standing
big-
there, you don't have that as
That's
a
true.
reference. You'd have to go back to the parking lot.
Right.
Well, it's supposed to be, it's a small sign, so I'm not sure we could put this up there.
Well, you could do a little 6x6 laminated portion of that site plan. You don't need the whole site plan.
Okay,
Well, think about it.
let me run that by Scott also. But
Tom, do you
In
want to mock something up?
pardon?
Tom, do you want to mock something up?
No, I've retired from drawing, thank you.
Take
No,
your
that
words
would
a
be-
1,000 words, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Well, who has this original map, site plan?
I just have my own PDF copy of it. I'm not sure where the original is.
So the company that made the sign that's on the site has a graphic version of this?
Yeah, there is a map on
Well,
there.
if you
and it does,
give me their contact information, I'll see if I can get something from them.
Yeah, let me look through my records too and see if we have the original, like the image of what's on by the parking lot. Is that what you mean, Tom,
Yeah.
or something else?
But you said this site plan is already on display near the parking lot?
Yeah,
So somebody must have made a graphic image of that sign.
if I can't find it, I'm sure Norm has it. I guarantee it. Norm has everything.
and there's a good chance I have it
I was
because
gonna say, you probably have it because he gave you the thumb drive, right?
I have the thumb drive. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I'm searching my
Okay.
files for Brigham.
But in general, though, then is this a better statement though? Grave sites beyond these markers?
Hmm.
I don't know why you need it in quotes, but
Oh, the quotes are, we don't need it in quotes. That's
Oh.
just to make, yeah, I'll fix that. But in terms of the general design, I think this is a good idea. It's something I think I've envisioned is slightly different, but there's more posts than I expected, and I think it'll look nice.
Sounds like it's gonna be great.
I agree.
So could Could I get a motion to approve this basic design and wording? And then I can at least give Scott the go ahead. I don't know what the timing is. So there might be time to make some adjustments, but at least he could get the orders through. And as I said, he will be installing them, so there's nothing that we'll have to do.
I will send folks something called a Brigham Street Cemetery report that has all sorts of photos, and at the very end it's got the map. And it's got I'll send it.
Okay.
I'll see what else I can find, but this might be it. But it's got a ton of cool photos too. I think it was the GPR. It might have been the GPR report. Yeah, that's what it was. It's the Capital Environmental. It's the GPR report. I'll see what else we have.
Yeah, I know I have a file on this as well, and I just need to look through it. I didn't expect that we would be putting the map up there because we already had the map elsewhere, but that does sound like a good idea.
So do
And I
you want
guess the only
motion?
issue is, do we want to say beyond these markers or do we want to say east of these markers? I think everyone agrees. Everyone's okay with this wording?
Well, it's west of the markers, right?
I'm sorry, west, yes.
Beyond these markers, yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
you've got an oven there. Beyond.
yes,
Oh, yeah. Beyond of, yeah.
so if I could at least have a motion to approve the 15 posts and the wording.
I move to approve the 15 posts for the Brigham Street Burial Ground Extended Work Project and the wording as presented.
Well, second.
Thank you. Let me get back to our screen here. Let's. Okay. So Brian Swanson,
I agree.
Brian Smith,
I agree.
Tom Reardon,
Approved.
Leslie,
Agreed, approved, whatever.
Millie Milton,
Yay.
Aye,
and I approve. So we
present.
have a plan, unanimous plan. Thank you very much. Okay, next on the agenda, Leslie, do you anything on, I don't think we have an update on the Warp Cemetery signs,
Did you
right?
see the email I sent
I
yesterday?
did see your email. I haven't
Yeah.
heard back.
It's been 2 months. So I
Yeah.
said, hey, nope, nothing. No surprise.
Okay. All right, well, it's in the scope of things, it's not the most critical, I know, on our
It's
agenda,
not, it's just,
Right.
but it's aggravating. I understand.
It's unprofessional.
Yes.
Andy Clark,
Okay.
if you're listening, it's unprofessional. Please respond.
So now we'll start with the committee representatives update. First one is CPC, and that would be Leslie.
Yeah, nothing until we get started
Yeah.
again in the fall.
When are the proposals due?
It's usually November
Yeah.
1st, I think, but we haven't even talked about it. But yeah, it's in that time frame.
Okay, I think for the next meeting that we have in October, one of the agenda items will be ideas for CPC requests from us. I know we've kicked around several. I have to refresh my memory, but I think I'd like everyone to be prepared about any interesting projects that we might have, plaques or historic markers or something.
Brigham Street
Brigham Street,
improvements on the east side.
right? It just needs, we're gonna have to come up with a budget by the November process and submit a proposal. I'm used to doing that now, so we can, but it'll give us enough time if we discuss this on October. Now, if it turns out, we just don't want to do it for the sake of just doing a project that we don't feel strongly about, but between now and the next meeting, let's think about projects that we might want to submit. Okay, next would be Millie, master plan implementation. Anything new on that?
Not since our last meeting, which I pretty much gave you guys a heads up on that the last time we met, so
Yes.
it really
Okay.
hasn't been a lot.
Okay. For the Northborough Revolution 250 Committee, again, at the same meeting that I had with Scott, I wanted to review with him the idea that we were going to, we had some suggestions about moving the monument, which was currently the monument that we have CPA funds for, was going to be in front of the of the Civil War monument. And Norm and I went out there with a with a mock-up of how big the monument was going to be, and it really didn't look like it should be there between the street and the Civil War monument. So we picked out a couple of other locations, and Scott looked at them and he agreed that it was probably the better place to go.
Okay.
Let me see if I can just show you.
Well, just quickly, I did check the website. The applications are available now for CPA funding, and they're on a rolling basis until November 1st.
Okay. I don't have the picture, but it basically is going to be right around here where I'm pointing. So somewhere by that walk on this side. So it's a little closer to the other monuments, and it would have less of it wouldn't obstruct any views. So anyway, we decided that's where we want to put it, and Scott agreed. So now I have to just order the monument.
What is it going to look like?
It's going to look like the same size as the Veterans Monument at Howard Street.
Okay.
Okay, we use the same exact design. And that was we had basically a mock-up that was approved at town meeting with the wording, and we already have a quote on that. The only issue now is that we're debating about putting the names of the 50 Northborough Minutemen on the back of the monument, and we probably don't have money for that from the CPA funds. But Scott also agreed to have DPW cover some of the costs of installation, and we have money in the Revolution 250 committee that if there's any slight overage on the spending, we would be able to cover that. So I have to check with the monument company, and we'll have to put the order in. Our plan is to have this installed around Memorial Day next year.
Oh, wow. That'd be great.
Which would be 2026, which would be a month before the Northborough Declaration of Independence and 2 months before the National Declaration of Independence.
That'd be great.
Yep. And the Revolution 250 will be marching in the Apple Fest parade. And we will have a booth that we're going to be sharing with the Northborough Historical Society. If anyone is at the Apple Fest booth, we'll have some information there about the Historic District Commission as well. You're welcome to sit in at the booth. I will be at the booth, and others from the 250 committee will be there.
I'll be nearby, but at the Rotary.
Sure, no, I understand. Okay, that's all I had there. Next is Tom, anything on the fire station building committee? It looks like it's moving along.
It is. They do have a time-lapse movie of the construction on the fire station site, so that's kind of fun to watch. This week they'll finish pouring the foundation. Shortly thereafter, they're going to start the stormwater system, several structures going underground. they're going to approve the design of the retaining wall. And you'll start seeing the concrete masonry unit structure for the elevator going up and around the apparatus space. So it's going to start coming up out of the ground.
Yeah, looks.
That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, and that time-lapse camera is located on the roof of Hillside Grill building.
Oh,
So
cool.
they got a nice vantage point, and it's kind of fun to watch it.
When is the expected ribbon cutting for the opening?
I think they said 18 to 20 months from start date, so we're ways off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else on that?
Nope.
Okay, good. Next on the agenda is White Cliffs, which we've already covered. Again, thanks, Stephanie, for the update. Certified local government. So we've submitted the resumes. Millie, thank you for your hard work on that.
Thank you guys for putting up with my technological prowess.
Basically, this is what it looks like, what it looked like. And we did get an acknowledgement from the Massachusetts Historical Commission that they received it and is being reviewed. So what we did was we have it put it on our letterhead. We included our website as well as the preservation plan. And again, I think that preservation plan is so extensive that they'll look at that and realize that we have the experience to be a certified local government. And then we have all the resumes. Okay, and you've all reviewed that, so yeah, I think that's good, and I think we'll just have to wait now.
Yeah, my suspicion is they'll come back and tell us what we need to do if we fall short and how to get there.
Okay. And again, one of the benefits of this is that in the future, for certain grant applications for the state for historic preservations in the state, that some of the money is earmarked for certified local governments.
Yep.
So it gives us an advantage in future grant applications.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned Apple Fest. Obviously, that's this weekend, and I mentioned that anyone is in the area of the booth is welcome to sit in and greet people. Amanda is not here, so we're going to table the business in historic districts. Businesses in historic buildings. Okay. Any other issues before the commission? Hearing none. Our next scheduled meeting is going to be October 15th. I'll send around an agenda, and one of the items will be CPC ideas or CPA funding ideas.
I will actually be out. I'm out of the country from the 9th to the 28th of October. So I will not be able to make the next meeting.
Safe trips, safe travel.
Can we run down maybe next time some of the goals on the master plan, do a check-in? I mean, I can do
Yes.
that and then
Yes.
just see where we're at.
Yes.
So if you want to put that on the agenda, that way I'll remember to do it.
Okay, I will add that to the agenda and CPC.
Yeah, I'll just do a check-in for folks.
And I mentioned I did mention is October 15th. Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Bob, did you mention the master plan implementation downtown revitalization? Do you have it on the agenda today?
The downtown,
Revitalization.
we did have it on agenda there. Millie mentioned that there was really nothing new to report, right?
Oh, okay, thank you.
We did report it last month.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, thank you.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, sure.
And you've probably been asked this before, but you know those beautiful stone walls with the beehive, kind of ends?
Mhm.
Are those preserved?
At the White Cliffs?
Well, there's one that was probably White Cliff's property, but then there's one by Peasley School. I don't know
Oh,
if there's
part of the-
more in town,
You know,
but
the
there's
only,
like something.
the
There's some at
bylaws.
the
Oh,
South
yeah.
Street playground too.
I think there's like
Oh.
7 of them in town.
Mhm.
I don't know if they're preserved though.
The only mention of
Question.
the stone walls preservation is for a scenic road.
Mm,
So when there's adjustments to a scenic road that causes disruption of a stone wall, it has to go through our approval. But I don't think there's anything else if it's not a scenic road.
Is that something we could look into? Because as an architectural feature of our town, I think that could be an interesting, I mean, that's part of our master plan.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think a historic stone wall has to be on a scenic road for it to be preserved, but
Hmm,
I don't.
that's a good call, Julian. That might be worth looking into.
I
I
mean,
can,
theoretically, a stone wall could be put on Macris if
Hmm.
it had some significance.
We should ask the town historian. Hey, Norm.
yeah,
He might know. He might know. But I would just hate to see it, taken down willy-nilly. There might be a
Yeah.
good reason to take them down, but
yeah, I agree. We talk to somebody.
Norm would be the logical first choice.
And specifically, you're talking about at Peasley School?
No, also the one on Main Street. I didn't realize that there were others.
I think yeah.
As far as I know, so like a stone wall on a scenic road, there's like a $50 fine for if you take away some of the stone. But that's hardly an incentive not to.
Well, I think it has to go through the planning board for approval for any modifications to a scenic road. And then
Mhm.
we would be involved in that.
But
Yeah,
I
but
would
like
guess,
you said, Bob, those do you call them, does anybody know what you call, you know what I'm talking about? They're shaped like a beehive, kind of. Is that
Okay,
what?
so you're not
That's
talking
actually
about
what they're called.
you're not talking about loose stone wall.
No,
Okay,
no.
but I
those-
guess that the White Cliff stone walls, which has these features, are
Yeah.
under National Historical Landmark Distriction protection.
Well, I don't think the one I'm thinking of is on the property that they're looking at. Because a lot of the property of White Cliffs was sold off. Right? I mean, they had acres and acres.
Hmm.
Anyway, it's,
I think that it might be worth just sort of looking at how many of them we have, where they're located, and what the options are to, either preserve them, protect them, or just locate them.
Probably they were built by D.B. Wesson on Main Street and Maple Street. Because
No,
he
of
owned
course.
a couple of houses for his gardener and other help on Maple
Caretaker.
Street.
Yeah.
Could someone send me the address that we're talking about of an example? I'd like to take a look at it before I know what I'm talking about.
Well, it's probably 155 Main Street in that area. There's one.
Okay,
If you go to White Cliffs and then head west, you'll see some on Main
Mhm.
Street. Isn't there some housing, dark brown, like shed roof? I
On
don't
the
know if-
same side of Main Street as
Yes,
White Cliffs?
Yes.
Yeah,
And then the park near the center of town on the corner of Gale and South,
yep.
there are a couple of beehive structures there.
There's even one on Hudson Street.
Yep.
Huh. So they weren't all made by Wesson. That's curious.
I don't know if the ones on South Street or Hudson Street were by him, but maybe they,
No,
they
it's
just
not.
copied it.
They copied.
Yeah.
So Gale and South by the Asmet Park.
Right.
Mhm.
I
Okay,
used the one at the historical, well, Norm is the historian, so.
okay. Do a road trip, take a look at them. All right, do I have a,
Oh, sorry. I mean, I wouldn't mind looking into that if anybody's, if that would be okay with anybody.
yes?
We have a beehive hunt.
I am going on a beehive hunt. I think it could be kind of fun.
We could rendezvous at C'est La Vie and head out.
There you go. We're hunting bees.
Okay, well,
The-
if anyone
one-
has an
One idea which
observation,
yes, one idea which I have is what happened with the old city hall, and I'm asking what kind of influence would have the historical commission, district commission, on the planning of the area around it, thinking that historically there was a train station. My dream when I came to Northborough was to revitalization of a train station as it was before. That can be thought before for multiple purposes nowadays. But in general, to think long term after the Revolution 250 events, what would be our purpose and power to to direct the area around the old town hall, make it historical back.
well, the whole Blake Street downtown revitalization project is something I know
Right.
we're very interested in. Now, the town hall itself is a replica,
Correct.
so that's not a historic building, but there are several historic buildings along Blake Street.
Mhm.
Um,
I see what you're saying though, Rudy. That'd be kind of cool.
you know. And one of the things I know there's someone doing an art project to do a sculpture of Northborough. What's it? The Arts Council? And we met with them actually to give them some ideas, and we were pushing towards historical themes. And one of the historical themes would either be colonial times or transportation. And of course, that was the transportation hub because of the train station.
Yes.
And other themes would be industry and farming. So I'm not sure where they stand right now with the themes. I know they've gone out for requests for proposals for some sort of a sculpture. Hopefully it'll be a historic or cultural theme.
So Northborough was the comb factory of the world. I was
Yes.
thinking maybe a 20-foot comb, like Klaus Oldenburg theme.
I
Yeah.
believe that the
Came up?
large comb statue came up. It might have been me or Norm, I can't remember, but
That's
Great
something
idea.
you can sink your teeth into.
Mm. Oh, boy.
Actually,
Well, it's
there-
getting late.
Getting
Okay,
late.
well. So I think maybe if anyone comes up with anything about these beehive walls, we can bring that up at the next meeting.
Yeah.
And maybe propose something. Good.
Right.
Okay, do I have
I'll be 7 hours ahead, so if I'm feeling spry at 2:00 in the morning, I'll call into the next meeting.
Leslie, anything
might
you want,
still
if
be
you
up
can
anyway.
send me an email, I'll include it in the agenda. if you have anything
Thanks.
before then. So you have a month to before you leave.
7 hours. Is that Vienna?
No, I'll be in Finland and the Baltics.
Okay,
Oh,
that
nice.
general direction.
Yes. Yeah, I think Austria to Vienna is still 6 hours ahead. I don't think it's 7. I was surprised that Finland, I'm surprised that was all 7 hours, but it's 7 hours.
Yeah,
Nice.
interesting.
Good. Well, have a great trip.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Yeah.
Okay. Vote to adjourn. Brian Smith,
yes.
Tom Reardon,
Yes.
Brian Swanson,
Yes.
Leslie Harrison,
Yep.
Millie Milton,
Yes.
and I vote to adjourn. So we're unanimous. Thank you all. Very
Thank
nice
you.
meeting.
See you on
and
Saturday.
We'll see you
Friday.
Saturday or
Friday and Saturday.
whoever's going to be at White Cliffs.
Mhm.
And excellent. And we'll see you all next month.
Sounds great.
Thank
care.
Thank
you.
you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.